Hi everyone, my name's Andy Robertshaw. Today I'm going to be looking at daily killer Sudoku greater than 31607. That's 31607. So today's Friday the 12th of June 2026. This is today's level 10 greater than Sudoku. It's not unfortunately my first go. I've had a couple of goes at it and made a couple of mistakes. So it's not an easy puzzle. I've only got two inequalities there. But I don't seem to have too many empty values in so that one, not too many empty cage values. But let's get cracking. I've got 16 there, which is 7, 9, 14 there, which is 6 and 8. A 6 cage there could be 1, 5 or 2, 4. So the 5 cage can't be 1 and 4 because it would take up both options for that. So the 5 cage is 2, 3. So that's 1, 5, and that leaves me with a 4 to go there and a 7 to go with it. So now inside this box, I've got 37 between those. I need a total of 8 there. Can't be 7, 1. Can't be 1, 7. So it's 2, 6 or 3, 5. In fact, I've got 7 there, so that's 9. That's 7. Right. I've got a 17 cage there, which must be 8 and 9. So of these two 11 cages, one of them must be 4, 7, the other must be 5, 6, because 8 and 9 are in the box already. But I've got 7s in those two columns already, so that one isn't 4, 7. This one must be, and this one 5, 6. So the next thing I've got 6 there, 6 there. That's an X-wing. I've got 6s in both columns 2 and 3. Can't have a 6 there, but since those two add up to 8, they must be 5 and 3. So now with the 5 there, I've got 6 there and 5 there and 8 there and 6 there. Okay, where can I put the 1 in this box? Not in the first column, got to go in the second column. I need a total of 12 to go with the 1, but not 7, 5, not 3, 9. Must be 1, 4, 8. So that makes that one a 9, that one an 8. So what am I left with here? My 17 must be 2, 6, 9. So that one's not a 2. So 3, 2 that way round. And I should now know what this one is. I've not got a 3 in that column, so there we go. That leaves with just 1 and 2 to go between those. Right, so what's next? I've got a 15 cage there, and a 7 and a 16. 15 plus 7 plus 16 is 38. So 22 and 16, 38. So that plus that is 7. So I could have 1, 6 or 5, 2. So that 8 cages 6 and 2, but I can't have a 6 there because I've got one there. So 2, 6 that way round. So that was 1, that's 5. So this 7 cage I now know is 2, 5 or 3, 4. And the 15 cage is 8 along with 2, 5 or 3, 4, the other 7 pair that aren't there. But not a 2 there. I've got a 2 in the box, that's not a 2. So if this one is 2, 5 and 8, the 2 must go there. And the 5 must go there. So the 5 must go there, or otherwise it's not in that cage, so no 5 there. This 8 though, I've got a 2 there, I've got a 5 there. So it can't be 2, 6, can't be 3, 5. Must be 1, 7. And that leaves 3, 4 and 9 for those 3. So I've not got 3 or 4 there. That's 2 and 5. So not 3 or 4 there, also not 2 there because I've got it there. So that's an 8 there. So not 8 there. I've got 5 in the row already. So they're 3 and 4. And that leaves 5, 8 and 9 to go between those. And 5, 8 and 9 there. The 22 cage is going to be 5, 8 and 9. And this one is 1, 6, 7. Right. 8 cage there, but I've got 6 and 2 already. I could have 3 and 5 that way round, or 1 and 7 either way round. I've got a 7 cage here. Now what's interesting here is I've got a 3 and 4 there. So if that were 3 and 4, it would be forming a deadly pattern with that 3 and 4. So this one has to be 1, 6 or 2, 5. It's got to be something different from what we got here. This one is a maximum of 6, so cannot have anything more than 5 in it. So yeah, 5 plus 1 is 6, so 5 is the maximum single value I can have there. But if I had 5 there, I'd need a 1 to go with it. I'd be left with 2, 6 there, which would be 8, not 7. So no 5 there. Right, I've got, what else can we see? 13 kg there, so 4, 9, 5, 8, 6, 7. I've got a total of 34 between those, so this plus this is 11. So what could we have there? I could have 5, 6 either way round. I could have 4, 7 either way round. I can't have 8 there, because I've got one there. Can't have 8 there, so it's not 3, 8. It could be 9, not there, but it could be 2 there and 9 in that one. Okay, what else have I got? So I've got another, not looked at that inequality yet. I am mindful of that one. I've got total of 29 there and a 3 there. That's 32. So those 2 cages and that one add up to 32. So this plus this plus this is 13 to make it up to 45. So I can't have 1 there, then I'd have 2 there, and I'd get nowhere near 13 with that. So that's not a 1, that's not a 3. So I could have 7, 4, 2, or 5, 1, 7. I must have a 7 as one of those two then to make up my 13. So no 7s there, so the 13 isn't 6 and 7, and that's not 7 and 4 that way round. Right, so of 4, 5 and 7, I've got one of them there, and 4 or 5 in the 13 cage. So that's a hidden 4, 5, 7 triple. So no 4 or 5 there, and no 6 or 7 that would have gone with the 4 and 5. So 9, 2 or 6, 5 is all I have left. Right. So that means I've got a 2, 5 pair there. Now, can I do anything? I've got a 30 cage there. Can I do anything with the rest of this? So those 4 must between them add up to 15. So if I've got 9 there, I'll start with the highest value and count down. 9, I want 1, 2, 3 with it. So I'd have to have 2, 3, and a 1 there. 8, I've got to have 7 between those, which is 1, 2, 4. So 2, 4, and 1 there with the 8. I can't have 5 there. I've got a 2, 5 pair there, so can't have 5 there at all, or the 8 that goes with it. With 4 there, what have I got? So 4, I've got to have a total of 11. So I couldn't have the 9 there with the 4, because then I've only got 2 left to go with it. So 4, 3, and I've got to have 8 more. So 4, 3. So that plus that would have to be 8. I can't have 5 because I'd need another 3 there. I can't have 2 there because I need a 6 there. I've already got one in that row. So I can't have a 4 there, and I can't have a 9 there. And 1 is my only option here. So that's not a 1, and more interestingly, that's not a 1. So 3 and 5 I've got there, and 4 and 9 there. So that's a 6, and that's a 5, because those two add up to 11. That's a 2. That's not a 9, but those 4 add up to 15. 9, 1, 2 is 12. I need 3 to make it 13, and that's got to be a 5. So I've got a 3 there, so they're 4 and 9. So do I know what else I've got? I said a bit earlier on, well, I'll add up again now. So I've got 13, 16, 5 is 34. And I've got 3 there for 37. So I need 8 there, which would be 7 and 1 to make that up to 45. So 7 there and 1 there and 4 there. And it leaves with 2 and 8 here. Let's put those in. Let's fill these in as well. So 2, 3, 7, 8. But not 8 there. Not 8. In fact, the only place I could have an 8 is that one. So that's my 8. Not a 3 there. So 3 will be one of those. So for this row, I can't have a 2 there. My 2 must be there because it can't be either of those. So that's 2 there and there 3, 7. But I've got 7 and 9 between those two. And what have I got here? 1, 4, 6 between those three, but not a 6 there. Okay, so what's left to go in this cage? The other one of 6 and 7, along with 4 and 8. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That does add up to 30. That's all good. So I've got 4 there. I don't have a 4 in that one then. So I must have a 3 there. I can't have both 1 and 2 because I need one of them there. So I've got the other one of 1 and 2 along with a 3. So that's not a 3, it's a 5. And also 1s and 2s are spoken for, so I can take them out as candidates for those. But I've got a 5 there, so the 7 cage is 1, 6. And that's going to be 2 and 3. So I've got 6 in that row as well now. So that's a 9. I've got 4, 7, 8 left for those. So that's 4, 7 or 8. What options have I got for this 11 cage? So 1 would go with a total of 10, but not 1, 9. Could be 8 and 2 that way round. I've got a 2 there. Could be 7 and 3 that way round because I've got a 3 there. But not 4, 6 because I've got a 6 in that 7 cage. So they're my options for a 1 there. If I've got a 4 there, I can't have 4, 3 because I've got a 4 in the cage already. I can't have 1, 6. And I can't have 2, 5 either because I've got 2 and 5 in that column. So that couldn't be 2 or 5. So that must be a 1. And I must have one of those totals of 10 there. Right, and that's a 2 then. That one is a 2, yeah. So what are we left with now? I've got a 6 in that column, so that one can go. 6. Right, so I've got a 3 in that row, in fact, so not a 3 there. That's 8 and 2 then. So this one is the same as this. I've got a 5, 8, 9 set there and a 5, 8, 9 set there. So the one missing from those two is that one, and it's also that one. So that is the same as that. Got to be 5 or 9 with the 8 there. I've got a 5 in the column, so in fact those two are both 9. And 5 and 8 there. Right, so I've got 7 and 9 go that way round, 1 and 7 that way round, 6, 1, 4, 6, 3, 4. Yeah, so 2's 5 and 8. I've got a 2 there, so in fact 8 and 2 and 5 and 8. Right, so let's do the rest of this box. So the other one of 4 and 7, along with 3 and 5. In fact, I know that one's a 3, because it's the only number missing from the column. So 4, 5, 7, I've got a 5 in that column, so that's 4 or 7, and that one's 5. I've got a 7 there, so in fact, 7 there, 4 there, 7 there. So that's not 4 or 7, that's not a 4. What can I have here? 1, 2, 5, 6, 8. But not 2, 6 or 8 there. I've got them in the column already. Not a 2 there because that's a 2, 3 cage. So my only place for a 2 in that row is that one. So 2 and 6. and not a 6 there. Not an 8 there either. I've got an 8 in that row. So what can I still... I've got 1, 4, 7 along with 9. 1, 4, 7 and 9. But I must have a 9 in this cage because I can't have it anywhere else in the row. So now it's an equality time. That's 15. So that must be less than 15. 9 can't be joined by 7. So 9 with 1 or 4. So I've got a 1, 4, 9 triple there. That's a 7. So that one's a 6. So I could use... Well, let's continue with the box for now. In fact, that is 1 and 9 because I've got a 4 there. I was going to use a deadly pattern technique for the 4, 9, 4, 9, but I've managed to do traditional elimination to get there. So that's what I'm doing now. Right, so what have I got? Two in that column, so 3 and 2 that way round, 7, 3, 1, 7, 9, 1, and 4, 9. Okay, so that was a quick run through because I've seen it before. I knew all the tricks of it, but I hope that was helpful. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you on the next video.